Thank you for watching Safe Haven Radio. Today, we're going to explore burnout syndrome together, a condition that affects millions of people worldwide, yet remains deeply misunderstood. Many of you watching may have experienced that crushing exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix, that mental fog that makes even simple decisions feel overwhelming, or that emotional numbness where things you once loved now feel like burdens. I want you to know that these experiences are real, they're valid, and most importantly, they're reversible. What we're discovering through groundbreaking neuroscience research is that burnout isn't just feeling tired or stressed. It's a condition that creates actual, measurable changes in your brain structure and function. But here's the hopeful part: these changes can be reversed with the right approaches. Today, we'll explore what the latest science tells us about burnout, and more importantly, practical, evidence-based methods that can help you recover your energy, clarity, and joy in life. Please remember that while the information I'm sharing today is based on solid scientific research, everyone's journey with burnout is unique. If you're experiencing severe symptoms, it's important to work with healthcare professionals who can provide personalized support. Let's take this journey together, at your own pace, with compassion for wherever you are right now in your recovery process. Current research from leading neuroscience institutions has revealed fascinating insights about what happens in the brain during burnout. A comprehensive 2025 systematic review examining brain imaging studies found that burnout creates specific patterns of change in brain structure and connectivity. Research teams discovered that people experiencing burnout show reduced activity in the frontal lobes, the brain regions responsible for executive function, decision-making, and emotional regulation. This explains why even simple choices can feel overwhelming when you're burned out. One particularly significant finding from 2024 research with healthcare professionals showed that burnout correlates with decreased levels of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF. This protein is essential for brain plasticity, learning, and memory. When BDNF levels drop, we see impairments in reasoning, attention, and memory formation. This research suggests that the cognitive fog many people experience isn't just subjective, there are real biological changes happening in the brain. What's particularly interesting is a phenomenon researchers call local sleep. Even while you're awake, certain regions of your brain begin showing electrical activity patterns typical of sleep, specifically delta waves. This helps explain that feeling of being mentally present but cognitively absent, like your brain is running on empty even when you're trying to focus. A major research institution found that chronic occupational stress creates these patterns, particularly in the frontal cortex, which manages our higher-level thinking and self-control. The research also shows that burnout significantly impacts the limbic system, the emotional center of our brain. Studies demonstrate dysregulation of the HPA axis, which is our body's stress response system. This leads to abnormal cortisol patterns, where instead of having healthy peaks and valleys throughout the day, cortisol remains elevated or becomes erratic. This disruption affects everything from sleep quality to immune function to emotional resilience. However, there's remarkably hopeful news from intervention studies. Meta-analyses from 2024 and 2025 have shown that specific, targeted interventions can restore normal brain function. Research demonstrates that mindfulness-based stress reduction programs can reduce burnout scores by up to 1 standard deviation within just 12 weeks. Brain imaging studies show that consistent practice can restore frontal lobe activity and normalize cortisol patterns. This isn't just about feeling better, it's about actual neurobiological recovery. Now let's explore practical, scientifically validated methods for burnout recovery. These approaches have been tested in rigorous studies and shown to create real, measurable improvements in both brain function and daily well-being. First, let's talk about micro-recovery sessions. Research shows that brief, strategic breaks throughout your day can prevent the accumulation of mental fatigue. Here's how to implement this. Every 90 minutes, take a 2-minute breathing break. Set a gentle reminder on your phone. When it goes off, wherever you are, practice diaphragmatic breathing. Breathe in slowly through your nose for 4 counts, feeling your belly expand. Hold for 4 counts. Then exhale through your mouth for 6 counts, letting all tension release. This specific 4-4-6 pattern has been shown to activate your parasympathetic nervous system, shifting your body from stress mode to recovery mode. The beauty of this technique is that it works immediately. EEG studies show reduced cortical hyperactivity within just 2 minutes of this breathing pattern. Second, implement structured mindfulness practice using protocols specifically optimized for burnout recovery. Research shows that body scan meditation is particularly effective for burnout, more so than other meditation types. Here's a gradual approach. For weeks 1 and 2, spend just 10 minutes daily focusing on basic awareness of your breath and body sensations. Start at your toes and slowly move your attention up through your body, simply noticing without judgment. In weeks 3 and 4, add cognitive diffusion techniques. Observe your thoughts as if they're clouds passing in the sky, acknowledging them without getting caught up in their content. From week 5 onwards, integrate self-compassion practices. Place your hand on your heart and offer yourself the same kindness you'd give a dear friend facing challenges. Studies show this progression helps restore BDNF levels most effectively. Third, create cognitive restoration periods through complete mental disengagement. This is different from switching tasks. It's about giving your executive function a true break. After every 2 hours of focused work, take a 15-minute complete cognitive break. During this time, engage in activities that require minimal thinking. Take a slow walk focusing only on your steps, listen to instrumental music without analyzing it, do gentle stretches while focusing on physical sensations, or simply sit and watch clouds or trees move in the wind. Research shows these breaks prevent the accumulation of neural exhaustion that perpetuates burnout cycles. The key is to resist the urge to check emails, scroll social media, or engage in any activity that requires decision-making or information processing. Fourth, establish sleep architecture restoration protocols. Burnout doesn't just affect your waking hours, it fundamentally disrupts your sleep architecture, reducing the deep sleep phases essential for brain recovery. Here's a scientifically backed evening routine. Starting 90 minutes before bed, dim all lights in your home to trigger natural melatonin production. Turn off all screens completely. The blue light suppresses melatonin and maintains cortical activation. For the next hour, engage in calming activities like reading fiction, gentle stretching, or listening to calming music. 30 minutes before bed, practice progressive muscle relaxation. Start with your toes, tense them for 5 seconds, then release. Move up through each muscle group. This practice has been shown to increase deep sleep phases by up to 20%. Keep your bedroom cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, as lower temperatures promote deeper sleep. Fifth, build systematic energy management through activity pacing. This is crucial for preventing re-burnout. For 1 week, track your energy levels every hour on a scale of 1 to 10. You'll notice patterns. Most people have peak energy 2 to 3 hours after waking and again in mid-afternoon. Schedule your most demanding tasks during these windows. Initially, limit high cognitive load activities to just 4 hours per day. This might feel restrictive, but research shows this prevents the reaccumulation of neural exhaustion. As your brain recovers over weeks and months, you can gradually increase this. Think of it like physical therapy after an injury. You wouldn't run a marathon immediately after healing. Your brain needs the same graduated approach to rebuild its capacity. Finally, consider adding targeted nutritional support. While not a standalone solution, research shows certain nutrients support brain recovery. Omega-3 fatty acids, particularly DHA, support BDNF production. B vitamins, especially B12 and folate, are essential for neurotransmitter synthesis. Magnesium helps regulate the stress response system. However, always consult with healthcare providers before starting supplements, as individual needs vary greatly. To summarize what we discussed today. First, burnout creates real, measurable changes in brain structure and function that explain your symptoms. Second, these brain changes are reversible through targeted, evidence-based interventions. Third, micro-recovery breaks every 90 minutes can immediately reduce cortical hyperactivity. Fourth, structured mindfulness practice, especially body scan meditation, effectively restores brain function. Fifth, complete cognitive breaks every 2 hours prevent accumulation of neural exhaustion. Sixth, strategic sleep protocols restore the deep sleep phases essential for brain recovery. Remember, recovery from burnout is not a linear process. There will be good days and difficult days. Some techniques will resonate immediately, others might take time to show effects. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. You don't need to implement everything at once. Start with what feels manageable, perhaps just the 2-minute breathing exercises. As you begin to feel small improvements, you can gradually add other practices. What's most important to understand is that the exhaustion, the brain fog, the emotional numbness you're experiencing, these aren't character flaws or weaknesses. They're your brain's response to chronic stress, and with the right support and practices, your remarkable brain can heal and restore itself. You deserve to feel energized, clear-minded, and emotionally engaged with life again. That recovery is possible, and it starts with small, science-backed steps taken consistently over time. This information is for educational purposes and not a substitute for professional medical advice. If you're experiencing severe burnout symptoms, please consult with healthcare professionals who can provide personalized support tailored to your specific situation. If today's content provided any support or insight, please hit the like button to help others find this information. Subscribe to Safe Haven Radio to continue learning about mental health and well-being together. May your hearts feel a little lighter, and may you find renewed energy and hope in your recovery journey. Thank you for listening to Safe Haven Radio.